how we stand is going to say a lot about how we actually then start to move forwards. So to start with, let's have a look at a good standing posture. What we'll do is we'll start with the ground, so start from the ground upwards. We'll start with our feet and legs, and take your feet about hip width apart. Now hips, feel those knobbly bits at the top of the pelvis, and just drop your legs underneath the hips. So we're not thinking about outside of the hips, we're just dropping from the knobbly bits at the top of the hips. And have your feet parallel, heading in the direction that you're going, and the knees heading in the direction that you're going as well. And really just get a sense of balance on your feet. Maybe give your toes a little bit of a wiggle and just move around a little bit. See whether it feels you've got too much weight on one side of the body or the other side of the body, and just find a nice sense of balance so your feet are in contact with the ground. Posture is an odd word because it suggests sort of like a fixed position, but it's really important to realize that our posture isn't a fixed position. It's movable, so it should never feel rigid. It should feel strong, but it should feel comfortable. It should feel aligned. It should feel relaxed at the same time. Keep the knees soft. So quite often we will lock our knees out and really push the knee back and hyperextend that knee. Just keep the knees soft, but not into a big bend or a squat position. So relax the quads, relax the thighs, relax around the knees. Again, just give the legs a little bit of a shake if you feel any tension coming into the legs. So the knees are soft, that's a nice word, soft knees, relaxed thighs, relaxed hips. Now come to the upper body. A good visualization that is often used in Pilates or in yoga is the idea of a string from the crown of the head. So the crown is the little bit that was soft when you were a baby, crown of the head, and you just imagine that string just gently lifting you upwards. So you're very gently lengthening the spine, lengthening the neck, but again without being rigid. It's just a very gentle lifting. So you're just lifting upwards. You've been attached to the sky or to the ceiling by the crown of your head. The shoulders can drop and relax down. So again, give the shoulders a little bit of a shake if you need to. Just relax those shoulders down. So the spine is nice and long. You can work from the tailbone. That's quite a nice visualization too, to just work from the tailbone, from the base of the spine all the way up. And visualize, imagine each of the vertebrae just gently creating more space in each of the vertebrae as you lengthen the spine upwards. You can visualize air just circulating through the spine, really creating lots of space in the spine rather than it being compressed. So lengthen out and extend upwards, nice and tall. Now let's bring the focus to our center here. So in Tai Chi, there is a point which is about three finger widths down from your belly button in towards the spine. This area is called the dantiens. In Tai Chi, this is seen as the energy center for the body, the power center for the body. It's also your body's center of gravity. So if you move this point forwards and backwards, if I move it too far forwards, I'm going to fall forwards. But we're just going to bring our mental focus to the dantian, to the dantian. This is the lower dantian in the body. And bring a sense of connect of the upper body and the lower body through this center of gravity. So you may feel a light engagement, very subtle engagement of the lower abdominals. Things to avoid are really trying to flatten the belly or pulling the belly too much in this standing posture. We will need a certain amount of engagement, of tension, if you like, in this area to make sure that we're connected and nice and tall and nice and upright, but we don't want to be forcing anything here, because if we do that, then you're going to restrict the breathing, the diaphragm working up here. So bring your focus to the center and just move that center of gravity again slightly forwards and backwards. So as it comes forward, you feel the weight going more over the ball of the foot. As it comes back, more over the heel. And find that sweet spot where it is literally balanced over the contact with the ground. So your center of gravity is directly over the contact with the ground. And then find that sweet spot where your upper body is balanced on top of your lower body. So if you lean back, then my upper body's falling backwards. If I come forwards, my upper body's coming forwards. But if I just get my center of gravity over the contact with the ground, balance, upper body balanced over my center of gravity. Again, it's really important to stress that everybody's posture, everybody's body is different, and there are so many different things that will affect posture. So it's not just a biomechanical, structural thing that will affect posture. It's not just bones, ligaments, tendons and muscles. Our posture is also affected by how we feel, how warm it is. Loads of different things will affect your postural alignment, emotions, moods, all of these different things, any injuries if you've had injuries. So we really don't want to be forcing a particular posture. And this is just an idea of a very, very simple base point for efficient movement. Many people need work from manual therapy, so osteopathy or physiotherapy. The work we're doing here is not going to make someone have perfect posture. So all of these things are to bear in mind to help you, to make you more aware of your posture, how you are balanced, how your body is at this moment in time. What we're shooting for, if you're looking from the side, is a straight line-ish shoulder, hip and ankle. So if you were looking in a mirror, or if you're having a friend look at you, if the hips are too far forwards, you bring the hips back. If the shoulders are too far forwards, you bring the shoulders back. Get the head balanced nicely on top of the spine. Get the shoulders down and relaxed. Another way I like to work with this in terms of body sensing, because really we have to be able to sense in our body if we're in a good posture. We can't be relying all the time on just checking in the mirror or getting a friend to check out for you. So bringing in another idea from Tai Chi. In Tai Chi, as we said, this is the lower dantian. They also have in Tai Chi a middle dantian, which is in the center of the rib cage, and an upper dantian, which is in the crown or in the head. So behind the forehead, in the head. So again, if you think quite logically about this, the head is a heavy weight. The head can be like 5, 6, 7 kilograms. So if your head is pushing forwards, then it's going to put a lot of stress and strain on the neck. So we want to balance the center of gravity of the head on top of your center of gravity of your lower dantian down here. And likewise with the rib cage. If the ribs are pushing forwards and lifting, then not only is that going to affect your breathing, it's also going to maybe compress the lower back here. So you just want to balance your rib cage, balance the center of gravity of your rib cage over the center of gravity of your lower dantian, of your pelvic area, and get the head balanced on top of the crown, the head balanced on top of the spine. So you have those 3 centers of gravity all balancing, all floating on top of each other.